making a short video to show you my settings, and before we do that, we're going to talk about settings a little bit. If you're thinking about using my settings, know that these are Xbox Series X settings that I use on console. If I was to play on, say, computer, since it has a higher FPS, which is frames per second, the Xbox is capped at 120 frames per second. On a good PC, you can, push 240. So that being said, I would use a higher sensitivity, obviously, because it's going to seem a lot smoother because you're going to have extra frames filling in. So I do play on a slower sensitivity than a lot of people, but it's personal preference. So if you like my settings and you want to try them out, by all means, go ahead and let's get into this here. We're going to start off on our video settings here. So I do play on 120 FPS mode. Like I said, I have an Xbox Series X. It's capable of doing that. I have a screen that's capable of that as well. I have my brightness at 120. It says 121, but it's glitched. Trust me, it's 120. It's been on that for a long time. Colorblind mode, I don't play with colorblind modes anymore. I used to. They used to be really good and you could spot llamas really well across the map. I don't do that anymore. Motion blur I have off and show FPS I have on. That way I know how many frames I am getting in game or losing in game. So getting over here into our game UI, bunch of this stuff. I do have another video that kind of went over some stuff that you should have off that will increase your performance and decrease your input delay in game. So it'll make your game feel more responsive and maybe give you that little bit that you need to get that W, that sort of thing. But if you want to watch that video, there are two main things in there that I feel like a lot of people don't know that do give you a significant increase in performance and decrease in that input delay. So I have most of these things off in here. I do have tap search interact on. That way when you go up to a chest, say, you just have to press the button once for it to do its thing and spin and load up. I don't know why I'm at the bottom here, but we'll go up. Matchmaking, I do play NA East. I can't play any of the other ones unless I'm playing no build mode because the ping is insane anyways for me on NA East, which doesn't make sense because there's supposedly a server in the same state that I'm in. Auto open doors, I have that on, so if I accidentally mess up like a corner edit or a 4 square edit and it edits a door while I'm in a build fight, that door will open automatically so I can go through it so I don't smash into the wall or the door that's there. Mantle activation, I have hold jump, the jump button to do that. Combat, these things I have off, hold swap pick up, toggle targeting. I have mark danger when targeting, so you can mark to your squad mates and stuff that there's an enemy. Auto pickup weapons, I have that off. I prefer to pick them up by myself. Preferred item slots, I prefer to arrange those myself. It's kind of glitchy at times anyways in the game, so I don't really rely on it. Auto sort consumables to right, I do all that sorting myself. Building, all of these I have on. They're good to have on unless you like to use like pre-edits or something like that. The biggest one here is confirm edit on release. That just means that when you select an edit, as soon as you take your finger off that button to select it, it's going to confirm the edit automatically and make the edit. You can also, if you want to edit faster, you can still manually confirm that edit, but there's really no reason to, unless, like I said, you want a little bit of extra speed and like the heat of battle to get an edit quicker than somebody to get a shot. Tips off. All the rest of this stuff off. Again, I already went over the search, tap to search. Over here, HUD scale 95% because I am blind, and as you get older you will be blind too. No, just kidding. But 95%, I used to have it like down to 60, and that's like all the stuff on your screen. But like I said, as you get older, you'll want it bigger. Someday I might have it on 1,000, who knows. The rest of these things I have all on except for a couple things here, and again, you can look at that other video which explains why I have certain things on and certain things off. I don't play on keyboard and mouse, controller, console. There's no reason you would play on keyboard and mouse on console either. All right, so into the good stuff here, and we'll get back up to the top. I don't know why everything's at the bottom. So we have controller auto run off, build immediately on. Edit hold time 0.100 seconds, that's the lowest. Slide, I have the maximum. Again, I'm a button masher by trade, so I'll accidentally, if I'm like really getting into a fight, I might accidentally press that stick a little too hard, and then I would go into a slide when I don't want to, and I still do it anyways, which is highly irritating, but I have it set at the max so it reduces that tendency. These things are just, I don't know when they added these a while back. Nobody uses them, but I just have them set on the default pitch and 0.100 seconds. Vibration I have off. I don't like to have my controller vibrating. It's distracting. Sensitivities. Build mode and edit, know that these are multipliers of your look sensitivity. So whatever your look sensitivity is, this is going to be a multiplier. So it would be like 1.7 times 38%. So know that if you change your look sensitivity, it's going to affect your build mode sensitivity as well. So if you put it up, you might want to lower the multiplier. If you put it down, you might want to up the multiplier. So again, build mode 1.7, edit mode 1.6. My look horizontal speed is 38%. My look vertical is 37%. I use no boosts when I play. Aiming down sights, when you're zooming in, I have this at 9% for my horizontal, and my vertical 7%. And no boosts again there. I do play on linear. I have played on Expo before. I have different settings for Expo that are a little bit higher, just because Expo has a longer input delay. But right now I'm liking linear, so I'm sticking with that. I might do an Expo settings video later if I decide to go back to Expo at some point. Aim assist 100%, and then we get to dead zones. Now, one thing about settings, if you're following this video or anybody else's settings video for that matter, don't copy their dead zones. Dead zones are specific to the controller that you have. So when you get a new controller, hopefully if it's a good controller, you could probably go with 5% because you're not going to have worn out sticks that have stick drift. And that's basically what this is. It's adjusting for any stick drift that you have on your controller. I have another controller that doesn't have as much, but the sticks aren't as smooth, so I don't like to use it as much. But that one I can set at 5%. But the one that I'm liking right now has stick drift, and so I have it 10 and 12. And what you want to do is like go into creative or something, or when you're in the game, put your fingers on the sticks like you normally would if you're fighting somebody, and look at your player. Start at 5%. If you're starting to drift or walk, either one of those two things, then up at a percentage until you don't. And that's where you should set those for your dead zones. These things, they're just both on. They're not really consequential. In the audio, these are all specific to your headphones and what you want. In the sound, however, you do probably want 3D headphones on. That gives you a great 3D spatialization in your headphones, so you can tell if somebody's above you, if they're below you, if they're to the right or the left. They're really nice, and they just recently made it so you can use both visualized sound effects and 3D headphones. It used to cancel either one, so you could only use one or the other, but now they let you use both. And if you're using visualized sound effects, it's nice because sometimes if you have a hard time finding a chest, you can see where that visualization is coming from and find it. And you can also get footsteps of where enemies are on your screen that show up. which is nice. And my tip is when you're in a fight with somebody and you have visualized sound effects on, you should always be facing the footsteps. So the footsteps should always be above at the top. That way you're always facing them. So if they're above and they drop down, you're facing them. You can make a shot. If they're below and they're ramping up, you're facing them. So voice chat, those are all specific to whatever you're doing with your voice chat. We'll go over here to binds, and my binds are kind of unique. Let me move my camera here. All right, over here, just so I'm out of the way. So my combat controls, everything on the RT, LT, LB, RB buttons, I have standard default. Excuse me. However, these are unique to me. You might have different ones that you like, but I've been using these for a long time and I've become accustomed to them. And I do play claw style. I don't know if you can see that, like single claw, not double. So anyways, on my up arrow D-pad button, I have toggle pickaxe, which is a little unusual for most players. I have my place marker on the left, I have my emote picker on the right, and my inventory I have down. And I started doing this when I first started playing because having it up seemed just not natural to me. I felt like if I needed to drop something out of my inventory, I should be pressing down because it's going down on the ground. So I changed them, and I've been with that ever since, and it makes sense to me. On the L stick, I have my crouch, slide, repair. On the R stick, I have sprint and auto sprint. Coming over to the buttons, my edit is on Y, my reload is on X, and my jump is on the A button. And into build controls, again, my back buttons here, they're all standard. Again, toggle pickaxe on the up, left, right, all of those are the same. All of the sticks are the same. Everything's the same as my combat controls here. When I get to edit controls, I have my confirm on LT, which is here. I have my select on RT, and I have my reset on RB. And that way, as I'm playing, I can kind of do like this motion, which is kind of like when you're doing a ramp rush with, a floor, ramp, wall. It's almost the same motion. So that way I can do my select, edit, and confirm all right back here without having to take my fingers off the sticks. And it makes it really convenient and fast, actually, to do fast edits and resets. I would definitely recommend a setting like that or something similar to have back there. And the rest are pretty standard, and we don't have the ability controls. I think those were for the superhero stuff. So that concludes our settings video. And if it helps you out, make sure to follow, like the video, whatever you want to do. And we'll catch you next time. Peace.